Hello students, good morning. Now today we will discuss about the galvanometer. In electrical devices, there are so many electrical devices which are used in our practical purpose. We know that voltmeter. Voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the potential difference across any component in the electrical circuit. Then ammeter. Ammeter is used to measure the current in an electrical circuit, as well as a galvanometer. We know galvanometer we also used. Then galvanometer is used to measure a small current in electrical circuit. Ammeter and galvanometer both are electronic devices which are used to measure the electric current. But ammeter is used to measure a large current in ampere, but where we have to measure a small current in microampere or in milliampere, we use the galvanometer. So galvanometer is very sensitive device. Now we will discuss about this galvanometer, how this galvanometer is constructed. Here the internal structure of galvanometer is given here. This galvanometer consists of a rectangular coil. This rectangular coil is suspended in horseshoe-shaped two magnets, N pole and S pole. Here are two horseshoe-shaped magnets, and in between these two magnets, in between N pole and S pole, here rectangular coil is suspended. Here iron core is suspended here in between this rectangular coil. Here is a spiral spring which is connected and which twists. Then a pointer is connected from this spiral spring. Here angular scale is given here to measure the deflection in the coil. When current passes through this coil, here is a uniform magnetic field, and when a current passing coil is suspended in uniform magnetic field, then it starts to rotate or twist, and therefore when current passes through this coil rotates, and this pointer shows the deflection in the coil, that is how amount of current flowing through the coil, that current will be measured by using this coil. Now this galvanometer is used in different purposes in our practical lab. Now this galvanometer also can be used as ammeter, and this galvanometer also can be used as a voltmeter. In today's lecture we will discuss how galvanometer can be used as ammeter or can be used as voltmeter. This galvanometer is very sensitive device. Instead of ammeter we can use the galvanometer, but some changes there must be required to use the galvanometer instead of ammeter or voltmeter. Okay. Now we are going to discuss how galvanometer can be used as a ammeter. We know that the galvanometer is a very sensitive device. Instead of galvanometer or instead of ammeter, if we use the galvanometer, suppose this is a electrical path in an electrical network. I is the current flowing through this path, and we have to measure the current flowing in this path. Then we use the ammeter here in this path in series. Suppose we use ammeter here to measure the current, but instead of ammeter, if we use the galvanometer here, but this galvanometer is very sensitive, therefore this galvanometer can be damaged if we use this galvanometer instead of this ammeter. But we have to no damage this galvanometer and use it as an ammeter. Therefore some modification is necessary here to use the the electrical path given here, and galvanometer is connected in series in this electrical path. Now we have to use this galvanometer as an ammeter. Therefore, a small current or small resistance is connected in parallel to the galvanometer, and this resistance is called as the shunt resistance. Shunt resistance means a resistance connected in electrical path in parallel to galvanometer, and this shunt resistor has a very small resistance. It has very small resistance, low resistance. We can also say the shunt is a low resistance which is connected in parallel to galvanometer in an electrical path. Now I is the current flowing in this path. Now here galvanometer is connected in this path. There will be the flow of current. Then if the capacity of galvanometer is very small and I current will be passed through this galvanometer, then this may be damaged. Therefore, we choose the another path, that is the excess current, which is excess than the capacity of galvanometer. This excess current will be flow through this path and will be joined here. Now, G is the resistance of galvanometer. Ig is the current flowing through the galvanometer. Then the excess path given here with the shunt resistance. S is the resistance and Is is the current flowing through this resistance. Here, current I, which is flowing in the circuit, will be split here at this point, Ig and Is. Therefore, we can say that by the Kirchhoff's current law, I is equal to Ig plus Is. That is, current flowing towards the junction will equal to current flowing away from the junction. Therefore, I is equal to Ig plus Is. Also, we can say here Ig is equal to or Is is equal to I minus Ig. Is is equal to I minus Ig. I is the current flowing through the circuit and I is the current flowing through the galvanometer, and this galvanometer shows the directly deflection, how much current flows through this galvanometer. Now this shunt is the low resistance, that means maximum current will flow through this shunt and the very low current will flow through the galvanometer. That is, therefore this galvanometer now cannot be damaged due to the excess current. Now we have to find the value of S. How much S shunt can be connected in parallel with the galvanometer to convert the galvanometer into ammeter. Now this galvanometer and this shunt, these are parallel to each other. It means that the potential difference across this galvanometer and potential difference across this resistance will be same, because this galvanometer and resistor are connected at the same point. Therefore, we can say that potential difference across galvanometer is equal to potential difference across the shunt. We can write here potential difference across galvanometer is equal to potential difference across shunt. Therefore, we know that potential difference across galvanometer can be written V into or V and plus G, or potential difference across shunt is Vs. G means galvanometer, S means shunt. We know potential difference is the product of current and resistance. Therefore, we can write here G is the resistance of galvanometer, therefore G, and I is the current passing through the galvanometer, therefore G into Ig. And then potential difference across the S means it is the product of current passing through the shunt and the resistance S. Therefore, we can write here S into Is. Now, we know that the Is is equal to I minus Ig. Put this value in this equation. Therefore, we can write here G into Ig is equal to S into I minus Ig. Now we have to find the value of S or formula of S. Therefore, we can write here S is equal to this Ig upon I minus Ig into G. This is the required value of S, that is S is equal to Ig upon I minus Ig into G. Okay. Now this equation is useful to measure the current in the galvanometer. By using this, also we can find out the value of S or shunt resistance, how much resistance is connected with the galvanometer in parallel. Now if I is the current passing in the circuit, which is N times the current passing in the galvanometer. What I say? I is N times Ig. I is the current passing through the circuit, which is N times the current passing through the galvanometer. Therefore, we can write here I is equal to N into Ig. I is equal to N into Ig. Put this value in this equation. Then we can write here S is equal to here Ig upon I is equal to N into Ig minus Ig into G. Now we can write here S is equal to G upon this N minus 1. S is equal to G upon N minus 1. This Ig will take outside, then this Ig will be cancelled, and therefore G upon N minus 1. This equation gives the required value of shunt. Okay, then we will discuss the second case. We have to find the fraction of total current through the shunt. It means how much current flowing through the resistance shunt out of the total current R. Now we know that the G, resistance of galvanometer into current flowing through galvanometer, that is potential difference across G. Galvanometer is equal to potential difference across the shunt. Now we know that Ig, this current Ig is equal to I minus Is. Therefore, we can write here instead of Ig, I minus Is is equal to S into Is. Multiply by this G to the bracket, G into I minus G into Is is equal to S into Is. Then take at one side this is equal to G into I. Then we can write here the total current, that is equal to, we can write here IS S plus G is equal to G into I. Now we have to find the fraction of total current through the shunt, that is IS upon I is equal to G upon S plus G. By using this equation, we can find out the fraction of total current through the shunt out of the total current flowing through the circuit. That is, I is the current flowing through the circuit and IS is the current flowing through the shunt. By using this equation, we can find the fraction of total current in the shunt. Okay, thank you. Now we will discuss the galvanometer as a voltmeter, or we can say how moving coil galvanometer can be converted into a voltmeter. We know that the voltmeter is an electronic device which is used to measure a potential difference between 2 points in an electrical circuit. Now, instead of voltmeter, we can also use a galvanometer, but some modification is necessary there because galvanometer is a very sensitive device. If large amount of current will flow through the galvanometer, then this can be damaged. To avoid the damage of galvanometer from the large current, we have to connect a large resistance with the galvanometer in series. Here, circuit diagram is given here. I is the current passing through the circuit. Here, R is the resistors connected in the electric circuit, and we have to measure the potential difference across this resistance. We use a voltmeter in parallel to measure the potential difference across this resistance. But instead of voltmeter, we are going to connect a galvanometer. Here, instead of voltmeter, galvanometer is connected to measure potential difference with galvanometer. A large resistance, the large value of resistance X is connected in series with galvanometer to avoid or damage to protect the galvanometer from the large current. This resistance of high value will protect the galvanometer from the large current flowing through the galvanometer. Therefore, due to this large value of resistance, small or required current will flow through the galvanometer. Now, V is the potential difference across this resistance. This resistance and this combination are at same point connected. Therefore, the potential difference across this resistance will be same the potential difference across this combination. That is, V is the potential difference across this combination. Therefore, but this potential will be dropped across this resistance and then again dropped across this galvanometer. Therefore, we can say the total potential difference across this combination will be equal to potential difference across this resistance X plus potential difference across the galvanometer. Therefore, we can write here V is equal to Vx plus Vg. V is the potential difference across this combination, and V is equal to Vx plus Vg. But we can write here V is equal to, or V is equal to Vx is equal to plus this Ig is the current flowing through galvanometer and G is the resistance of galvanometer. Therefore, we can also write here, we have to find the value of X. Therefore, take this left side and therefore this will be V minus Ig into G. We have to find the value of this X. Therefore, we can write here X is equal to V minus Ig into G upon this Ig. Also, we can write here V upon Ig minus G. That is X is equal to V upon Ig minus G. This is the required equation. By using this equation, we can find the value of X, which is to be connected with the galvanometer in series to convert this moving coil galvanometer into